Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The subject of the discourse today is enlightenment as a process of spiritual development. Last time we mentioned, we illustrated this process in the form of a tower house. I will repeat that analogy once again to refresh your memory. Now, if you see, the tower house is a circular building and one has to climb from the bottom to the top. You don't have any lift or anything of that sort. Now in this tower house, now there are four floors, and each floor has two chambers. So this is the analogy of what last time we mentioned. The enlightenment, bodhi, consists of 8 lokuttara chittas. Sotapatti magga, sotapatti phala. Sagadagami magga, sagadagami phala. Anagami magga, anagami phala. Arahatta magga, arahatta phala. These 8 transcendental or supramundane states of consciousness, path and fruition insights. They are states of insights in the form of direct experience of reality. So these 8 stages constitute the process of enlightenment. Now to reach these 8 states of supramundane states of path and fruition insights, one has to undergo a series of developments. First in the form of Cheto Vishuddhi, Cheto Vimutti, and then Panya Vimutti. Vimutti means liberation or emancipation, freedom. Now, Cheto Vimutti means freedom of mind or liberation of mind. And Panya Vimukti means liberation through wisdom. So these are 2 different processes. Liberation of mind is brought about by the 7 stages of purification of the mind. Now, spiritual development and purification of one's actions and mind, they are really synonymous. You can, without purifying one's conduct, that is Shila, one cannot achieve at least a modicum of purification of mind. Now, through Shila, one purifies one's conduct. That means one's actions. Normally, actions are tainted. They are colored or tainted by mental defilements. So by undertaking Shila, by undertaking precepts of morality, one not only purifies the actions, because all actions ultimately arise from mind. So to purify the mind, one must start with purification of actions, and that is Sila. So when one purifies conduct or action by undertaking moral precepts and other moral disciplines, there are 4 distinct types of moral disciplines, but that is not the subject today. That's an elaboration on this which we will take up later on. But now the general understanding of the whole thing, of the subject, you see, for a general understanding, we just stick to this, that purification starts with purification of one's conduct by way of moral discipline, by way of undertaking precepts and other moral disciplines. And there, as we purify our conduct, we also purify the mind. Because from mind arises all actions, therefore they are interrelated, interdependent. So as we purify our actions by undertaking moral discipline, Shila, we also purify the mind up to a point. Now, therefore, along with practicing Shila or virtuous life, you see, one must also undertake to discipline the mind in a very specific and methodical manner by way of practicing meditation. So when we practice meditation, we bring about a further cleansing of the mind. As we keep on purifying the mind through the practice of Sila, we also, as we practice meditation, we also further add to that process of purification. So, by practicing meditation, we directly deal with the mind. By practicing Sila, we are not directly dealing as such, but as an associated factor, Sila, contributes to the purification of mind. So, along with Sila, as you practice meditation, you bring about what is called Chitta Vishuddhi. So, in the first stage, as one prepares oneself for the attainment of enlightenment, one must go through this spiritual discipline. First of all, purify your conduct and thereby also purify the mind up to a point. And as this process goes on, you further, as with meditation, you directly bring about purity of mind. So, step by step progress. There are the 7 Vishuddhis. Vishuddhi means purification. So you bring about Shila Vishuddhi, purification of conduct, by living a virtuous life, following the moral precepts and so on. With this discipline you bring about a purification of conduct and the karma, all the activities that we are engaged in, volitional activities. Then in the next step, actually they go on together. You bring about Chitta Vishuddhi, the purification of mind, by directly dealing with the mind through meditation. There are ever so many methods of practicing meditation, and one must choose a particular technique of meditation that suits one's temperament and one's dispositions, mental dispositions. So, with the help of a meditation master, meditation teacher, you can easily choose and keep on practicing and benefit from it. Now, with by bringing about purification at these 2 levels, you take up the 3rd level, it is Ditthi Vishuddhi. Ditthi means the purification of understanding. Samma Ditthi, right understanding. Now, as we develop our understanding, which is different from merely thinking. Thinking is a mental activity, and it's an intellectual pursuit, and it need not necessarily clear up the mind or clear up one's comprehension. So understanding by thinking aright, thinking rightly, we bring about comprehension of reality. Comprehension is a total grasp of the facts underlying anything, underlying things. Now whenever, for instance, if you are talking, if you are habituated to talk, no, you can keep on talking in a mechanical way without really affecting the mind. But if you are talking on the basis of understanding the reality of a particular topic or whatever you are talking on. So with this understanding, coupled with understanding, if you talk, then this speech contributes to the further purification of understanding. And in that way, further purification of comprehension of reality. So, by purifying one's understanding of reality, which boils down to understanding of life itself. Now, for instance, normally people refer to themselves as, I am so and so. I will give some example to make the subject clear. So, I am so and so, I own this, etang mama, eso hamasmi, eso me attati. This is me. This is mine. Sense of belonging, sense of ownership. I am this. This is me. And so on. So everything, this self-centered thinking, in terms of I-ness and my-ness and so on, now that completely distorts the reality of things. In reality, there is no such thing as I or mine, or this belonging to me, that belonging to me, no. Ultimately, what we call I relates to one's body and mind. And if you analyze the body, you see, on the basis of right view and right understanding of reality, then you will see ultimately the body is nothing but, you see, a conglomeration of many parts, all kinds of different parts, all put together. The body, you see, you create a structure, you call it the body, material body. And it functions in a certain way together with the mind. Now, if body and mind are analyzed, now mind, again if you analyze, you will see, boil down to 4 distinct types of mental phenomena. Vedana khanda, sanya khanda, sankhara khanda and vijnana khanda. Body is rupa khanda. Khanda means, you see, an aggregation of phenomena. So the whole thing is a very complex mechanism, what we call the body and the mind. And then we superimpose on this the idea of I. So I is a concept ultimately. It's mentally construed that it belongs to, this is my body, this is my mind, this is my feeling, this is my perception, this is my action, and so forth. So these superimpositions of ideas completely distort the reality of life. But that is exactly what it is. The whole life is just that. Everywhere throughout the world, if you see. So this sense of I-ness and I-illusion, it is called, sakkaya ditthi, it distorts understanding. Now once we, and it distorts understanding in this manner, vipallasa it is called, mental distortions. That which is impermanent, you distort it to be permanent. Now for instance, this craze for accumulating things, that they are going to be with you all the time, whole life. You are going to own them. They are your property. When life itself is impermanent, how can these other things be permanent? So that is the distortion of reality. At the perception level, then at the conception level, then at the understanding level. You see? Sanya vipallasa, chitta vipallasa, ditthi vipallasa. So these vipallasas, you see, completely distort the reality of life. So now, if a person with a clear, having purified one's conduct, shila, having purified one's chitta, mind, through meditation and so on, trains up the mind further in the form of training up one's understanding. One now, when everything is impermanent, and you can see that during your meditation, if you are meditating, for instance, on breath, or on any topic, for instance, on any subject, you see how the mind changes. Now if you are breathing in, next moment you breathe out. So this is an impermanent process. Breathing in ends up, it breaks up into breathing out. Then again you have to take a new breath, then again breathing out. So this goes on and on and on. At the beginning you are just, as a meditation subject, you just watch the breathing in and the breathing out. Mentally watch, and as you develop concentration by keeping on watching, that is by becoming mindful constantly, as you do that, a time comes when the mind, you see, the mind does not wander into the past or into the future. It sticks to the object of just being bare attention to this fact, watching the fact of breathing in and breathing out. This bare attention to that, as you do, keep on doing it, no more thinking, no more mind wandering into the past or future or in any other thing, but just calmly you watch it and the mind does not wander anymore. Suddenly after, you may see that is not merely breathing in or breathing out. All you are watching is a process of impermanence. Anicchata, anitya, that which is not permanent. A plus nitya. Nitya is permanence. So that is a purely changing process from moment to moment. And this grasp of the impermanent, the fact of impermanence, as seen, as you observed your breathing, that can bring about a tremendous, change in your life. Then you sort of extrapolate. You see everything, you begin to watch everything, and you see that things are changing all the time. Thoughts change, actions change, what you say change, everything is changing. From morning till night you keep on observing whatever you are doing very carefully. And you are able to be mindful, do things very mindfully, very attentively. A time will come, you will see, you will become aware of just one fact, the fact of impermanence, anicca, anicca-anupassana. So once you begin to view everything and understand everything clearly in terms of the reality which is impermanence, then your life becomes very, very different indeed. You no longer become too attached to things. You no longer, fuss about your this, whatever you possess, that nobody should have it, etc. No fussing, nothing. You become more and more detached, more and more dispassionate, more and more patient and calm. Just by rightly grasping the facts of life. So as you cultivate this understanding of reality in the form of everything is changing, transitory. So why hold on? Why quarrel about things? Why fight? Why argue about this belief, this religion, that religion? All this argument and fuss, you see, that's absolutely useless. And you begin to see that. Once you begin to see that, and you become mentally matured, indriya pakkata, as your understanding of anicca bhava, impermanence grows, you see something else also, dukkha. It is not merely just impermanent, but it's a dynamic state of changing. It keeps on changing, it occurs again and again and again and again. And there is no end to this process of again and again. Punarapi, punarapi, punarapi. So this awareness of again and again occurring and no end to this, you become aware that it's a cycle. Cycle of, you see, arising, continuing and ending. Uppatti, Thiti, Bhanga. These 3 points of impermanence, this cycle, 3 points of a cycle, once it becomes clear, then you see everything in life is subject to that. And there now your understanding grows because more and more matures into what is called dukkhanupassana, understanding of the basic unsatisfactoriness of things. You really cannot be satisfied when things keeps on occurring again and again and again. You feel a sense of pilanam. Pilanam means a kind of oppression. You see, you are meditating, again and again the same thoughts occur. However much you dispense with them, you throw them out. They keep on coming up. In meditation, you keep your mind becomes calm and happy and all that. When you are again back into your day-to-day life, again the same things come up again and again. You become angry again and again. You become greedy again and again. You become cunning again and again. All these things keep on occurring, and then you have a sense of, you see, oppression. That is pilana svabhava. That is another nature of dukkha. You are now having a clear-cut understanding of the nature of dukkha, the unsatisfactoriness, because it occurs again and again, endlessly, there is no end.